Man, what up, man? So picture I was gonna do this. I was gonna do this today with Ship, man, and hopefully he'll come back on, rock with us in a minute. But I wanted to talk. I was talking today to my man Gilberto, and my man Tyres. No. Tyrell, talking to Tyrell. I'm sorry about that. And we happened to be talking about why I thought that what Kevin Samuels was doing was bad. And I realized that I wasn't using enough nuance. So I'm gonna go ahead and break it down one time for the twice. So one time I was on Facebook and I read a meme that said, I came home, I saw a spider in my house, so I moved out of the house and I burned the house down immediately. That was pretty funny. No lie, I laughed at that. And then a couple months later, I was on Twitter and I saw this girl that said, man, there's a spider in my house, and somebody retweeted her and said, burn that fucking bitch down and leave immediately. That was pretty funny. I laughed about that. And then in reality, one time I came home and there was a spider in my house. Should I burn the house down and move it immediately? Of course not. Okay. But wait, it was such good internet shit to say. Yes, it was. Does that mean it translates to good advice? No, it doesn't. But cool in its in its place. Cool in its place. And I think what we as a matter of fact, let me see if I can. I'm gonna try to get Gilberto in here because I want to chat with him. We supposed to have a talk anyway, me and Gilberto. We supposed to do the single black man thing, but we didn't do it. I feel like I missed out on getting Gilberto. Let me see if I can get him in here real quick. All right, get that in there. Oh, I'm gonna get Shipman in here too, because Shipman don't know. Let me try to hit Donald up one time. Donald Shipman. How many damn Donalds do I know? Oh, there you go. Boom. All right, let me get that going. Okay. So again, just because it was good advice on the internet, don't make it good advice in real life. You did. What's been kind of tripping me up about this whole thing is, for example, I'm gonna give y'all some good real life material. In the last year, maybe year and a half, the two richest men I can think of got divorces, right? Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates both got divorces, or both of them. I think Jeff already out of his marriage and Bill going through his right now. He's going through a divorce right now. Now, I can take that true statement and I can make a bunch of inferences. I can say, see, that's what's wrong with women. You be married to the richest man in the world and still can't make you happy. I could say that, right? Or I could say, see, what women got to learn is that Dr. Dre, yeah, he ain't one of the rich. He not the richest man I know. There's people way richer than him, but you can add Dr. Dre to the list. You could say, see, men, they get money and then they don't even care about their family no more. They think they can just do what they want to do. True. I could say that. I could take that story and point that story any way I want to point it, depending on how I see it, right? Depending on what point I want to prove. None of that's necessarily true, right? None of that's necessarily true. My anecdotal experience does not equate to a universal truth. Okay. My anecdotal experience is just that. It's my anecdotal experience. What I think where we go wrong, well, no, I won't say wrong, but I think where the problem starts to arise is we be trying to treat advice like we treat healthcare. Every time y'all get sick, it don't matter what it is, y'all run to the store getting some ginger and some damn elderberry and some vitamin C. That ain't the cure for every damn thing. But it's what you know to do. So you go to the store and you get it because whatever, right? And you think you're going to eat your way out of a virus or something. That's just not how that works. But hey, all right, go for it. We try to get these big ass cure-all answers to these. No, AP, it does not. We try to get these big cure-all ass answers to these very specific, very nuanced problems, right? And we take joke and meme mentality, because see, jokes and memes are normally based in some amount of truth. So we take joke and meme mentality. Ship. Oh, let me send you this, Ship, so you can have it in your I'm finna get you the link. I forgot to put it in your inbox. I'm finna send it to you right now, Ship. There you go. All right. Got the link is in your inbox now, Ship. So whenever you're ready, you can just hit that. We try to take this. Oh yeah, alkaline water. Yeah. We try to take this overarching big ass answer and make it fit everything. This is the answer. I got the answer to all. Like, this is the theory of everything. This is what it is. That's not even real, right? There is no cure-all, fix-all, panacea to everything. And I wish we would stop trying to push it like it was, right? Different things require a certain amount of nuance, right? And it's not just, if you would do what I want you to do, we'd be all right. It don't normally work that way, right? Each individual person has their own individual goals, wants, desires, wishes. And we be trying to treat women like they one big collective. And the same is true. We're trying to treat men like they one big collective. Right? I just said that 2 of the richest men on the planet getting divorces right now. 2 of the richest men on the planet. And both their wives is average looking as hell. They wasn't no dimes. They're just average looking ass women. Now I can use you, right? So it ain't that you got to look like something. No. Each of these individual situations, they come in different places because we're different people. We have similar drives sometimes, right? But even our drives, even if they're similar, sometimes they come from different places. They come from different motives. And I think that the basic as hell. So I think the more that we come to understand that we different people, right? And focus on not fixing everything, but fixing this thing. Right? I can't fix women or men or society. That's why I say let's just throw that shit away. Throw society away. Because society really don't do us no fucking good. Right? I cannot fix society. I can fix me. So I think where I run into problems with folk like Kevin is they trying to fix society, all of society. You got to think like this. Women especially, not what they even also say. Women especially. I mean, and men too, but women. What you got to do is you got to learn how to do this, if you want a man, because men are gonna do this, and that's not real. That's not real. And all it takes is for women to take your advice and then try that, and then it not work. And then ultimately we will have made it worse for that person. I know too many women who, personally, I'm not saying this is true for every woman. I'm just talking about women that I know. I know so many women who like, because even when you try to do right, when you try to cook and clean for a nigga, it still don't stop him from cheating. It's that ideology that made the pick-me's come about. Right? It was a girl on the pick-me's came from Twitter, and there was a girl on there saying, I don't know what's wrong with y'all girls. I like doing for my man. I'm a cook, I'm a clean, I'm gonna suck his dick, da da da. And somebody retweeted her and said, he's still not gonna pick you, sis. That's where pick-me's came from. Basically, what they saying is, in my real life experience, I did all that stuff y'all asking me for, and I didn't get the result that you said I was supposed to get. Well, the thing about it is, it's not a one size fits all. Right? That ain't how human relationships work. They're not a one size fits all. They're very, very nuanced. They're very, very, they have to be very, very tailored to the experience. So I can't tell you what you need to do if you just went in there and cooked and cleaned, or you might cook and clean your ass off. You might cook, clean, and suck dick like a champ. Still don't mean y'all gonna vibe. Still don't mean y'all gonna make it, brother. Right? Because it's not that simple. It's not that simple. And I know, but folks, it's really entertaining for me to get on here and yell and cuss and make oversimplify things because it feels more intuitive. They'll tune into that because it's funny, but that ain't reality. Like, reality is very, very nuanced, and we have to be okay with dealing with the nuance if we really want things. If we have an overall goal, we don't like nuance. We don't like nuance. We just gonna, it's supposed to be like this. Just that ain't how. All right. If you say so. But we spend a whole lot of time defending what we could be repairing. And we spend a whole lot of time, a whole lot of energy defending what we could be repairing. And I don't know if that's the wisest way to live life. Right? We could literally be making things better for ourselves. And instead of doing that, I feel like we spend a whole lot of time not making things better for ourselves. Right? Because we want to defend whatever it is that the way we think it works. When in reality, it just don't work that way. It just don't work that way. Yeah, it just doesn't work that way. Unfortunately, it just don't work that way. So I'm Shipman finna come on here and join me in a second, which I'm really thankful for, because we're gonna talk about submission, and maybe he gonna give me a definition of submission that Dominique couldn't give me yesterday, and I'm not picking on Dominique, just saying I couldn't get a definition. Here comes Shipman right here. Here comes Ship. Hold on. Ship.
Yo, what's up, man?
This nigga got the lights on with the woozy woo in the back.
I'm so weak. What's going on, bro?
I got the woozy. I'm good, man. How you feeling?
I'm pretty good, man.
Studio space?
Man. Yeah, man. Just staying here. Yes, sir.
Cool. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, good to see you too, man.
Yeah. Okay. So yesterday we was talking about submission, and I really wanted to. I don't know if you saw the video from yesterday, but yesterday I talked to Dominique about submission, and basically what he said to me was that there was nothing wrong with submission. People was just doing it wrong.
And that's what I agree with.
Well, okay, good. So I can start with what's the right way to do it. Now, I got to pull the definition back up.
Right.
Wait. Are we defining?
On what context we coming from? Yes.
Okay. Let's get glossary terms. How are we defining submission?
Okay. So the submission that I'm using in the context, because I know we reference some biblical scripture stuff. Right. The definition for it that I'm using is the Hebrew root of the word, which comes more to meaning bringing near or drawing near. That's what I'm using. Okay. So submission meaning to bring near or to draw near.
So wait, why did you choose the Hebrew word versus the Greek word?
Okay. Reason being is the context. I come more from the scripture that's in Ephesians 5, 21, where it talks about submitting to each other. Okay. And so that's what I'm saying. Like the context of it just makes more sense. If husband and wife in the context of marriage are submitting to each other, then you can't be you're not dominating each other in that sense. You're not subjugating each other in that sense. It will make more sense to say draw near to each other. Okay. That will make more sense in the context of the way that they're saying it.
Fair. But there are several in the New Testament. I think the same basic scripture is in the New Testament 4 times where it says not submit to each other, but specifically wives submit to your husbands. Right. All right. So now, I do know the one you talk about where it says submit one to another. Right. But outnumbering 4-1 in the same part of the Bible, it's wives submit to your husbands.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
In that sense, what I was going to say is I would refer to more of a sense of being subject to, as opposed to being dominated by. And when we say be subject to, if that's your spouse, why wouldn't you be subject to them in your behavior and your thoughts and your decisions? Why wouldn't you be? I mean, for that matter, if you're
maybe I'm not understanding.
In consideration of that, I mean, that's what all being subject to me is just like, considering that. In other words, you still have free will to make your decisions, but you give consideration, to someone that you have, I guess, most people I know will even argue with that, but that someone that you've made a vow to, you would give consideration to those vows is to say that, I promise to do X, Y, Z. Yeah. But I mean, some people will even argue that, about I don't give vows and all this other kind of stuff.
Well, I mean, if you don't, then you can build your relationship however, but I'm just trying to make sure that we got a working understanding of the words that we use. All right. Now, one more question about that. And I appreciate you for doing this with me, by the way.
Yes, sir. No problem.
Let me get the screen up. Hold on one second. The reason that I be tripping about this is because, okay, I'm totally all right with us having a new working definition of something, right?
Right.
So if we say that the word, I don't know, cap doesn't mean a thing I put on my head, but to tell a lie, I'm totally okay with that.
Colloquialism, son. Yeah.
Right. Colloquialism. I'm fine with colloquialisms, but I need to know it's a colloquialism so that I can use it correctly. Right, because don't nothing make you look older than when you try to use a young people word and fuck it up.
Man, what?
Right. How goes it there, fellow young people? Let's see. So wait one second. Let me see one second.
Okay.
So when I the reason I was asking about this is because when I was looking at the scriptures about submission, like Ephesians 5. 5:22, Colossians 3:18, that says the same thing. That's another one. I think it's 1 Peter chapter 3, but it actually says be subjugate or something like that. And let's the Colossians 3, that particular verse, the word there again is, the word there is hypostaso, right? Hypostaso, or hupostaso, I guess.
Hupostaso. Yeah,
hupostaso, and it literally means to arrange itself under, to subordinate, to subject, to be put into subjection, to subject one to oneself, to obey, to, you know what I'm saying? So and now if we saying no, that's not quite the way we want to use that word, which is fine because we don't have. If we say we got another working definition, then cool. That means we're gonna use a cultural definition. But even in the cultural definition, the fellas I was talking to yesterday was still very, very high on the idea of subjugating somebody. Although they kept saying it wasn't subjugation, but they were very high on subjugating, not just being cooperative too. Like, because what it sounds like you saying to me is we're going to allow each other the space to lead in the spaces where we are best equipped. Okay, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, even that's a little bit of a stretch, but I kind of see where they're going. Because, I mean, it's when we look at, like, I know you mentioned the Greek form of it. So if we're going to go with the hupotasso, so that's basically a compound word from the arrange. So you got the tasso part of it basically meaning to arrange, to order, or to deploy. And then the other piece, let me see, make sure, because I don't want to say it wrong.
Hupo.
Yeah.
Like hypo, low.
Yeah.
Under. Right. Like hypoglycemic or
And see what I believe, and this is just what I believe. I can't be, not 100% on this, but I believe from the sense of more modern translation going King James Version and things like that, I think they translated it more from a military standpoint. So a lot of this, I just really feel like is, lost translation over time. And then, like I mentioned before, context of a misogynistic world, where, men typically just control everything. And I think it was translated to and taught from that standpoint intentionally. I do not think that was the original author's intent. And the reason being is because throughout the message of the New Testament was a message of love. So it's like that would just kind of contradict it if the focus in much of Jesus's teachings leading into all of the letters from Peter, Paul, and all of the other apostles, that would be kind of contradictory. It's just like, if Jesus' approaches wasn't iron fisted, then why would people who are then saying that they're following his methodology adopt a method that contradicts what he said? And that's small. So I feel like a lot of translation in that was lost. And what's happened is that over that time, every perspective that has presented from that same errant perspective. And that's what I kept saying on your post. Like, it's errant. I know what people have been saying. I know how people have been approaching it. what is wrong? Like if you're following that doctrine. Now, if you got a whole nother way of thinking, maybe that's what you mean. But I just feel like from, that standpoint, if we're going to go Peter, Ephesians, and all of that, that it literally contradicts the preceding message of love and peace, because that's what that was ahead of it.
Let me say this: if we're looking at this from a time frame, like in a time frame, for example, what we call love right now, like the way we love our children or love our parents or love our friends, ain't quite the same as it was then, right? So even so, I could. Jesus could have very much been speaking of love in his temporal term, because I mean, it's another one of these letters that say that wives shouldn't even say nothing when they're out in public. Be silent in their church, right? Like don't even put yourself over, man.
That's another one out of context too. But yeah, that was said.
Right. So you get what I'm saying. So it at that point doesn't seem so far fetched. And again, he could have used the word agree. Right. There are other ways. That Greek is a very scientific language. In other words, they got a word for everything. Right. So if he didn't mean hupostasso, he didn't have to say hupostasso.
Right.
He had another word that he could have used, and it wasn't just used one time. Every time he said the same idea, and he said it to the Galatians and to the Ephesians and to the Colossians, and then it's in 1 Peter chapter 3, right? They use the exact same word all time, and they could have used a completely different word. Now, I'm okay with us saying, let's merge this message. Let's merge this message into our newfound understanding of gender equality, right? Or let's merge this message into the way we live right now. And it may be a bit outdated to do it that way, but let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But it seems as though they used the word they meant to use at the time.
Yeah.
And now it doesn't quite work for me to, it doesn't quite work for me to use that tense of the word.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, and again, I just think, the context being relevant, and then also connecting pieces over the entire landscape, looking at, Proverbs 27. So a lot of the talk about women, not talking was kind of based off of that concept, because you had some women who literally, like what they call a quarrelsome wife, context. Like that was really a thing. Like there was a reason why they specifically addressed that, because, you had the concept of, for every Sarah, that did that, you also had a Jezebel or a Delilah, you know what I'm saying? Like that. So in other words, nothing new under the sun. You had the same concept. You had, the women who, were more serving, to their husbands and allowing him to, be the quote unquote head of the household and that kind of thing. And you had the other ones who kind of ran their men, like, cause I tell you all the time, like Jezebel ran things, King did. Jezebel was calling them shots.
Yeah.
So,
but she was actually calling them for him though. Jezebel really wasn't that bad of a lady, if you ask me. She just wanted her king to be happy. He came home sad one day, and she was like, "What's wrong, king? You need something?" He was like, "I wanted to get a field," and he went and sell me the field. And she was like, "Oh, don't worry about it. I'll get you the field." And she went and got him a field, and then came home and cooked his favorite soup. What the fuck? I feel like Jezebel got a bad rap on that. Like, come on, man. The king wanted the field. She got it. I mean, she did kill a nigga to get the field.
Okay, and see, that's what I'm saying.
She did offer a nigga to get the field. Fair enough. But she did that for her husband. That was really, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. I mean, but she was manipulative though, Cole. She was manipulative.
She killed a nigga. She gonna kill the nigga. Yeah.
I'm so weak. She did.
She literally killed a nigga.
Yeah, literally took the man's life. But yeah,
I mean, his life, my nigga.
Yeah, like smooth out of here
for a field that he owned.
For a field, right? To take his stuff from him, like cold blooded world, fam.
She just didn't care, She just didn't care. But she wasn't like I feel like she always get this rap for being like this, like I don't know, bossy ass lady. She wasn't. None of the stories I ever read about her was bossy. She just wanted her man to be happy.
Wasn't bossy. She was manipulative, and I think that's more when people talk about a spirit of Jezebel, it's a manipulative woman more than it is a super talkative woman. But what I'm saying is for from a Proverbs 27 standpoint, quarrelsome wife. So basically, not just one that argues, but just one that just sows discord. Because I think in most cases, and I know for me, you know, in a wife, what I would desire is for her to be more of the peace of things. You know what I'm saying? Like a, you know, like you said, you know, Jezebel, in an attempt to make, you know, her husband happy, was trying to give him what he wanted. So it's not always so much giving them what they want, but just more or less being a place of safety. If I'm gonna, you be a refuge from everything else. But right. You know, that context literally says, you know, it'd be better that you sit on the corner of a roof, you know, than have to live, you know, with a quarrelsome wife. You know what I'm saying? And so
I can see.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I feel like what happens is that we isolate a piece of something without the full picture to connect it. So in other words, if you see somebody saying, you know, women shouldn't talk in church, and you just isolate women shouldn't talk in church without connecting the temporal relevance, the situation which caused that to be said, and putting all of it together, it just completely comes across a different way. And I feel like that's the same thing with this submission standpoint. Because again, and I tell people this all the time, the Bible contains the word of God, but not every word in the Bible is the word of God. So like a lot of this stuff we talking about in Peter, Ephesians, and all of that, like God didn't say this stuff, you know, not according to the script. These are letters from people just like you and me, addressing certain people situationally based on things that were going on at the time. So There were reasons they were specifically addressing these things. And what I think sometimes, I know as Christians, what tends to be done is that we take every word out of the Bible and make it thus saith the Lord. And that really is not the case. Like, it just really isn't. There's specific things where it says, and God said. That's so what I've learned to do is, if it don't say, and God said, that means some nigga said it. And that may very well mean that God didn't necessarily have a stance on that. This is just how they feel. And so what I think needs to happen is we need to stop adopting everything as word of law and just decide that, you know, certain things apply based on who was being talked to at that time, what they were doing, and we just make good sense out of stuff. So if you decide,
okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if you decide, if a woman decides I ain't submitting to no man, cool. If you got them, you know, if you can get with a man that don't really care about that, then that works for you. But at the same time, what I don't think we should do is look crazy at the people who are all right with that. And then the people who are cool with being submitted shouldn't look at the ones so crazy that don't want to. I feel like there's enough space for all of us to operate.
Here's why I was talking about nuance earlier, bro. Here is why.
Yeah.
And this is also why I wanted to bring up this word again. God dog it. I done hit the damn. I done did the wrong thing. Hold on, goddamn it. Go back here. All right. Here's why I wanted to bring up this word right here. Cooperation.
Okay.
Right. Because that just means the process of working together to the same end. It is to assist, especially by ready compliance with a request. Right.
Yeah.
Now that request, your request could very well be, in other words, there could be a woman out there right now who really does want to be under an authority of a man.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, baby, cool. Right. There are some women out there who do not want to be under the authority of a man. There are men who want to be in authority. Okay. Okay. And all of that is okay.
All of it is.
Right. Like, because if that's what, and I said this yesterday, if that's what makes you happy, then by all means do that. But it's a difference. It's a difference if you're running out, not you in particular, but if somebody's running out here saying, see, what's wrong with women is they won't yacht. Well, that make you can't say that's what's wrong with women. Correct. You can say what I want is a woman who yacht.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah. Because the other ones ain't wrong.
The other ones, they couldn't be wrong because there could be very well be somebody out there who wants to do that. Right. And she got every right to want to do that. I feel like you're gonna run into less and less of those over time.
Probably.
Because most of the time, I mean, I'm 39 and my mama can still tell me what to do.
Right.
Kind of. You know what I'm saying? Like, kind of. Right. Yeah. And not because I got any less respect for my mama.
Right. It's just a certain level of reverence that you have decided you're gonna maintain regardless of the change, you know, of the dynamic. You've just decided that's my mama. This is the respect I'm gonna give her. Period.
Right. But now that I pay all my own bills, my mama can't tell me to go to bed. Mom,
that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Mom, hush. When I get tired, I'm gonna go to bed. You feel me?
Right.
But it was a time that she could literally say, "Go get in the bed, son."
Right.
And I had to get my black ass up, go get in the bed. You know what I'm saying? So
there was no debate.
No debating, right? But at this point, she might be giving me great advice, and I could listen to her. But at this point, I'm not submitting to her so much as I am agreeing with her.
Correct.
When I was a kid, I had to submit to that because she was my greater authority. She was my superior force. But at this point, she's not my superior force. She's my mother, and I keep a reverence for that.
Correct.
So I can agree with her if she say, "Coach, you might want to go get in bed, man. You got to get up early." Yes, ma'am.
Right.
You're right. Let me go lay down. Right. So I think it's that nuance that these conversations are missing, and because they miss that nuance, we take a sledgehammer and try to kill an ant.
And I agree, and that's the part that makes it where is you get these coarse resistance to things, because it's like I was saying on your post, they're always gonna. I feel like in general, you have some people that just adopt the attitude of, if you tell me I have to do something, I'm going to fight you because you told me I have to do it. When in totality, we are all in some way submitting and being subject to something at all times.
Absolutely.
I told a friend of mine the other day, but like, I dare you to say, but like, I ain't got to submit to nobody, nothing. I said, okay, well, I challenge you. Try not to submit to the law of gravity and jump your black ass off a building and see how that works.
Absolutely. You're gonna pay for that.
Right. You know what I'm saying? That you get one time to do that and we'll hear about you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I just feel like it's more or less the concept of I'm telling you, you got to do this and you have no choice. Some people are just of the personality type that says, the more you tell me that, the more I am inclined to fight that. Just because you told me I have to. And I want to adopt the mindset of free will in every aspect of my life. So when we get into this submission thing, what some people immediately go to, and within reason, is that I have to be dominated by another human being and being told what to do, regardless of independent of my own thought or will.
Right.
And like you said, absent the nuance of that, and even looking at the words from which some of this was derived, either Hebrew or in Greek, that's the attitude that you would naturally take. But like I said, but placing nuance and some context in there, like, let's just be reasonable. You know what I'm saying? We're not slaves.
That's all I want to do is be reasonable.
Yeah, we're not slaves to each other.
Yeah, the reasonable way to do this is, especially if we're talking about masses, right?
Right.
Now, person to person, if in your relationship, Donald, you have a woman that is submissive and that works for you, then hey, bro, like,
do your thing.
Do you, my nigga? You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's working for y'all, that's cool. But there's no way to think that of the 7 billion of us that's out here, that everybody one little secret. That it don't work that way. And I feel like we do ourselves a disservice as a community, not even just as a quote unquote the believers, because it's folk that are not believers who still carry that mantra. So, but as a community, I feel like we would do our best to take an accurate an assessment of who's out here. Right. Where are we? Right. Like, okay, what can I honestly ask of a partner? If a woman said to me, well, I want a man that can build a house by hand. Well, all right, I guess I'm gonna head out.
I guess I'm gonna
have to head.
Tip my head to you, dearie.
And to him. You feel me? Like,
right. You're a better man than me, man.
Yeah, I can't be mad with her for wanting that.
Right.
But she can't be mad at me because I don't do that either.
I just say because I'm not that.
I'm not that.
And if I'm man enough to tell you, be like, sweetie, that's not me.
Baby, that's
so
not
what
me.
So in essence, what you're saying is, and I gotta be all right with it. What this is just saying is that you don't want me. Got you.
Absolutely.
It's ready, dude.
Absolutely. I think we spend a whole lot of time trying to make people want us that just don't want us.
And just that's what I'm saying. Like, and that's like, I agree to disagree and move on. Like, and the thing, I'm starting to hate that statement, but I mean, it's just the truth. Come to the realization that you and I are not compatible in our conversation, and be all right with that. We're like, okay, you don't want no man that's ever gonna tell you nothing, and okay, fine, go find one that you can run over. If that's really what you want, so be it. I will just have to bow out because that is not me.
You're not gonna
run over me.
You're not gonna
run over me. Yeah.
And the crazy part is when I talk about cooperation, I'm not talking about being run over either.
Correct. I know you.
Anybody who know me know I'm stubborn as a fucking mule. Like I'm just, hey, you're not gonna run over me now.
Right.
Now we can agree on some things. Like I'm reasonable, but I'm the person. If you tell me I got to do something, that's the thing I'm not doing. Like, that's what's not gonna happen.
And there's plenty of them out there. It ain't just you.
Yeah, but so I'm not here to get run over, but I also don't want to run over anybody. Correct. You know what I'm saying? So that's the nuance that I'm asking for is, man, I don't want to run over you. I want to respect what you got to say. I want to hear you out. I want us to be reasonable because sometimes you got better ideas than me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I got better ideas than you. Right. Like I just think it's fair for any two people, to be able to kind of work that out amongst themselves.
Right. Yeah. I just, for the life of me, I was, telling another friend of mine, I can't understand a man that just wants a woman to just be around and never have anything to say. I just, and I know that there are, because I hear women talking about it all the time, but I, for the life of me, could not understand it. And I would never want that.
To me, that's weird.
Because if I can't have a person, in my life that I can bounce ideas off of, why do I have you? I'm saying,
hold on.
What? Okay, bro.
1 minute. Okay. So yeah, I agree with you, bro. I'm sorry about that. Had a quick
no worries. But yeah, man, I just, but people like legit be wanting it. You know what I'm saying? Just, be arm candy or whatever they say when it comes to that. But me personally, I see no need for that. And that's why I was like, even in this whole concept of submission, I just have decided that I refuse. And and it's been taught, like we said, it's been taught all kind of ways. I just personally decided that I refuse to go along with that ideology from the way that it's presented, because it literally just doesn't make any sense to me.
It doesn't make sense.
It just doesn't make sense. And and I'm a Christian. Anybody that know me know that I'm a professing Christian every day of the week.
Yeah.
And like I said, but I just over time I've just learned that some of what we've been taught is wrong. And number two, it's been, it's come from an archaic standpoint that is no longer relevant. And that the Lord did not say all of this stuff.
This is what I'm
He did it. He just didn't say it. And my thing is, I'll argue with another Christian. Some of this stuff he didn't say. And we've been going around all this time talking about some thus said the Lord. And I was like, show me where it said it, he said it, or did Peter say that, or did Paul say that? Because they're not the Lord. They may be his representatives, but they're still another human being capable of saying what they feel and what they think. Absolutely. And we got to learn how to decipher their opinions on matters and situations taking place at that time and what just makes sense to do right now. Nobody has to tell you to draw breath. Nobody has to tell you to do that. But if you stop, you're going to die. So let's just use common sense and say, keep breathing.
Keep breathing, man. Right.
That's it.
And do what makes some sense in love. Like I think one of the weirdest things about when I hear us talk about relationships, this nigga got the biggest slice of pizza available. That looked like 4 slices of pizza.
And I cooked it myself, dog. I am gonna kill it.
Pizza. That nigga got half a pizza.
I'm hungry, dog. I'm so hungry.
I ain't mad with you, bro. I ain't mad with you.
I tried to wait, but I was like, man, I gotta eat.
No, man, eat. But yeah, I feel like one of the things that we're missing in this conversation, I think the most important thing that we're missing in this conversation, one of the reasons why I don't have these conversations like in big groups, I prefer to have them like with me and you, or like me and one other person, is because I think one of the things that we're missing out of this is love.
Yes, that's why. That's what I was saying earlier.
Yeah,
this concept of dominance over another human being completely conflicts with the love ideology and the love in the truest sense. Not this. Like you said, this way we display and show love now.
Yeah,
at times it conflicts with that. So it's like, how can both of them operate in the same space
at the same time?
You and want to hit you over the head with a hammer.
Yeah, like that
to get your obedience.
Yeah, that don't mesh to me, and I feel like even the whole I ain't with no nigga unless he pay my bills, and again I totally understand.
I get it.
Wanting to be in a place where you're financially free or where you're able to. I totally understand that.
Yeah,
man, like we gotta mix it. Is there any love in the pot at all? Did you even pinch the bitch or anything like?
Right. It's from my own experience, man. Some people are just literally in situations for what they can get, and I think because we've gotten to a place now to where it's either get you before you get me or one up over you. It is making it really increasing. It's making it increasingly difficult as a single person to develop healthy relationships with folks because you are digging through so much past hurt, warped perceptions, bad ideologies, bad teaching, and just straight up lies and bullshit at times, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? And so by the time you get through all of that, you either exhausted and it was like, never mind, I don't even want to be bothered no more. Or you just decide, I'm going to settle and put up with enough of this because I just don't want to be by myself. And it really shouldn't be that. It shouldn't be either one.
Yeah. And going back to the word nuance, man, I think, it's beautiful that the internet exists. It's beautiful that we're able to have these kinds of exchanges. But the quick nature of our attention spans often lead us to say hyperbolic things, right?
Man, what?
We just say stuff, right? And the crazy part is while we're just saying stuff, somebody's just reading that and it's becoming a real ideology to them, whether it's researched or they don't. Again, missing all the nuance. That's why I do these long ass videos, because I be wanting to make sure I said all that I wanted to say.
Yeah, you got to dig through all that nuance, man. Like it's
gotta dig through it, man.
It's a lot of it.
Oh, okay. There go Gilberto. Gilberto, we was on here. We was talking. Well, I'm gonna get to Gilberto. I want to make sure that I talk to Ship now. Gilberto, do you want to join me on this? I can send you the link. We were supposed to talk anyway, man. So if you're available, I'll shoot the link to you. And then as soon as me and Ship finish, then I want to talk to you if that's all right with you. But yeah, man. So I think the nuance that we're missing here is just the nuance of what's real. Like skip what is the way it's supposed to be, but how does it best work, right? I know a woman personally. I personally know her, so this is not just. I'm finishing it to you right now, Gilberto. Hold on one second. Shoot it to you. Hold on. I know this woman personally, who was dating a man, right? Really, really nice guy or whatnot. She told me about him, so it ain't something I'm just making up. Was dating a man, really nice guy. Spent a lot of time with her, this, that, and the third. But he wasn't rich, right? If he wasn't broke, he just wasn't rich. Okay,
right.
And her car broke down. He's a single father. Her car broke down, and he didn't offer to pay for it. Right? He didn't offer to pay for it, so she broke up with him because she was tired of being with a man that didn't have enough money to be able to take care of her needs when she needed them taken care of. Now, this is your life, baby doll. You are welcome to want whatever you want to want, right? But at the same time, it's his life, right?
Correct.
And he is not required to have car fixing money that he wasn't planning for.
Right. For your car.
Right. Now, if y'all was in a situation, again, nuance is important. Man. Context is important.
Always.
You could be in a situation where that is the case, but in that point, it's not that he did anything wrong. He just didn't have what you needed at the time. And you welcome to leave if that's how you feel like you need to handle that.
Oh, yeah.
But
I always got a choice.
Yeah, but you might run across, you might say, okay, I'm looking for a man who got some money. Then find a man who got the money, but that man ain't as kind as this other fellow was, ain't as attentive as this other fellow was, ain't, you know what I'm saying? Because money fix a lot of problems.
Right.
But it don't fix them all.
No, I don't.
You know what I'm saying? It don't. But the Bible say money answereth all things. It don't mean it's the right answer. You know what I'm saying?
See what I'm saying? Nuance.
Nuance is important, man. You know what I'm saying? I can give you an answer, but it don't make it the right.
Don't make it the right one. It's A, B, C, or D. Pick C.
Yeah, that's an answer.
Wrong.
Right. So so sometimes it's like, and I think the more and more we throw out these hyperbolic things, people think that that's the answer, right? We get woman need to submit. That's the answer. It could be a part of the answer.
Part of it.
Man need to pay all my bills. That's the answer. There's a piece of that may really hold true, but I think if we ever really want to get it right,
we got to make stuff absolute.
That's what I'm saying, Ship. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's not absolute.
So that we can get to a place, like, ladies, if y'all watching this, Ship is out here single. You feel what I'm saying? And Ship didn't even tell me to do this, but I personally feel like Shipman is a good man. I ain't gonna even hold you. And I've always admired him as a human being. So I'm telling you,
so weak.
I'm serious though. I'm serious. I've always thought he was an upstanding. Like, I've been knowing Ship for 25 years. I've always thought he was upstanding. I've always thought he was a nice person, talented, smart. Like, I mean that. Like that's not a. I'm not shitting you. Like I mean.
No, he not. Yeah, he ain't gonna fluff me.
Yeah. That, I've always thought this, and I feel like that if it's women out there who's saying, man, I really want. I mean, he loved God. He's active in his church. He's got a job. He's upwardly mobile. You know what I'm saying? This is. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like LeBron James with J.R. Smith caught the rebound.
Oh no!
Go to the basket. Go to the basket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, oh, we down?
Yeah, you down right now. Go to the basket. That's how I feel, man.
Okay.
So I but I think sometimes we get these, and I don't want to call them unrealistic. They just don't take into account all the reality.
No, it's unrealistic. I feel like both men and women are in search of the proverbial unicorn. I talked about this in another group. You know what I'm saying? We are in pursuit of that thing that we've heard about but never actually seen. We want to believe that it exists, but there's no proof. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we want the person that's all of everything that we want. And sometimes that person exists and none of what we don't want. And even worse than that, sometimes, bro, we are at a premium. We're willing to change nothing about ourselves, but hope to obtain, things that our current results have never produced. I don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? It's sanity, doing the same thing, expecting different results. It's amazing. We'll change nothing about ourselves, but, I'll hear women say, I'm waiting on my husband, but you're doing nothing to prepare. I'll say, I'll hear men say, I want a woman to do X, Y, Z, but you ain't changing nothing about your life. So I just like, I don't, they did nothing. I mean, but you hear it all the time, Facebook posts stuff all up and down my timeline, like I even seen, I've literally witnessed it for myself. A friend of mine, and I won't say who it is, but they post on their timeline, but like, oh, I'm just waiting on my husband. Was hanging out with him at one point. A couple of dudes came up to him. Ugh, I'm so sick of niggas trying to talk to me. I'm just like, well, how are you gonna get to the point
if the nigga
can't even speak to you? Why is in my inbox? I mean, they haven't seen you in person. How else are they gonna contact you? They don't have your phone number. They don't have your email address.
Man.
So I'm saying it's the concept, man. I'd be baffled. I was like, well, what do you want him to do? Send you a smoke signal? Is that what we're doing?
Man, good brother. Sorry for making you wait like that, my man. Good to see you.
Oh, what's good, my guy?
Man, same old thing, another day. Do you know Ship, man? Do you know Ship?
I don't think I do.
Y'all should know each other, man. That's another good man, Gilberto, good guy, man. Ship, if you welcome to stay on if you like. If you got to run, I understand. You welcome.
Oh yeah, no, man. I'll let y'all have it, man. Thanks for having me.
Nah, Ship, always a pleasure, man. Good to hear from you.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good one.
All right, for
Make sure we link up. Make sure you link us.
I'm gonna link y'all. Y'all need to know each other. Y'all should know each other.
Bet. All right, y'all.
So, all right, we were talking earlier, and I was saying, I want to make sure I get a proper context too, though, because I wasn't saying that what that girl was saying was bad. Okay, I was saying that as an overall message, I feel like what the man preaches is toxicity. Not that it won't help somebody, or not that a person can't get a good end result from it. Maybe I should say that. But the overall message, I believe, is toxic. I really do.
Okay.
And toxic. Okay. I'm gonna tell you one thing that I think he does that is absolutely mind-blowingly fucked up. A woman comes on this show and he says, rate yourself. You can't pick a 7. I'll tell you why that's so messed up. Because you can't win. Basically, he'll say Beyonce's a 10, you can't be a 7. Rate yourself.
Beyonce's an 8. Kelly Rowland is a 9.
Okay. Yeah. So Beyonce's an 8, Kelly Rowland is a 9. Rate yourself.
Yeah.
And you can't be a 7. Okay. Well, that means you also can't be a 10. He's not going to allow you to be a 10 because Kelly Rowland is a 9. Right? Beyonce's an 8. Okay. That means you shooting at 6 or below. And at the point you put yourself at 6, you already in the berate category. I can already tear you up. You're a 6.
No, but what's crazy, I've seen him give women 8s and 9s.
I've seen him give some, but he tell them they can't pick a 7.
He's a marketer. I want people to understand. And me and him used to work for the same marketing company. And that dude used to kill it. So he understands what it takes to go viral. So that's number one. But number two, if you listen to the context of what he says, he just puts the mirror up and he asks you, just like you're doing a consultation. Remember, he's an image consultant. So he rates you based on that standard. And people that come to him know that. So that's one. But he asked you, all right, so what is it that you want? 99.9% of the women that come on that show say, I want a high value man. And then his thing is,
there. Let me start there. You're right. Okay. One of them, and I asked this question the other day. Why are you asking for this? And I'm gonna ask a woman about that. Women, y'all, if y'all want to come talk to me, please let me know. Why are you even asking this man this? But secondly, the nuance here is instead of course, a woman's gonna say she wants a high value man, but what does that really mean to her? One of the things me and Shipman just got through doing is going through.
He asked them that too. He asked them that, like, yo, do you even know what this dude is? Do you even know what he wants in a person?
No, not him. Not what. Not okay. I'm not saying I'm gonna call a high value man this, and you're saying I want a high value man. I'm saying when you say high value, what do you mean? Yeah. Right? Because a lot of times what we do is, and it's just kind of the nature of conversation. We just use words colloquially, and we may not mean by that term or phrase what the other person means. It's like love. If I say I love you and you say you love me too, that don't mean we feel the same way.
Yeah, I mean that's subjective unless you define it.
Right, it's super subjective. Right. So when we talking about,
but here's the thing though, he defines high value man in depth on how he rates it. You know, it's not just about the bread; it's about what you can do for the community. You got to have LinkedIn level visibility in your community. Just the bread alone doesn't make you high value.
I'm going to say that most of the women who saying they want that don't want that.
They don't.
Right. But they're using the term, and this is why I don't think he asks enough questions. And I think he's a marketer, which makes sense.
Right.
The market is not there to really.
When you go into a consultation, right, he approaches it the same way. All right, so you want to make $100 million? Okay, how you gonna do it? What are you gonna do to get to that 100 million? It's the same approach. And he asked these women, all right, so you want a high value man? First of all, do you even understand who he is and what it takes to get that person? And number three, what you gonna do? Do you know? It's some things you might have to change about yourself. At the end of the day, I don't think that's wrong, bro. He holding the mirror up, and then a lot of the times when it gets ugly, when they don't like to hear what he says. Now, granted, he could say some stuff a different way, but for the most part, bro, they go crazy on him, and he has two rules. I'll be nice to you if you're nice to me, and don't overtalk me. That's like me coming to your house and trying to shit everywhere. You gonna tell me to get the fuck out?
Of course.
Yeah. So,
and I might not even tell you.
I don't care who it is, bro. My rule: when you come in my crib, I don't care if you like my rules or not. When you walk through that door, you know my rules. And it's sad.
I'm not mad with that part.
Yeah, it's sad. That part.
That part I'm not upset with. Him putting people off the show that's his show. Do whatever you want to with that. I'm not upset with.
But not even that. But they know at the end of the day, you're not gonna come in there and just talk and go crazy, because he's gonna go crazier. And at the end of the day, he got the last voice.
That's a bit petty, but okay. Yeah. That's not really my concern. That's his show. Run it how you will. Right. Again, I'm talking about the lack of nuance, and the reason I say this is because, let's say we talk about people with length and leverage in the community. Let's say we talk about men who have a lot of money, right? And maybe I'm missing some things, because keep in mind, I do not watch every show. I gotta tell you that. Yeah. Right.
So I'm saying it's crazy, bro, because I could care less about this dude, right? It was only because I had a conversation with women. They started dragging me into these relationship conversations. That's not even my lane. So then they start bringing his name up. So I'm like, let me go see what this dude is about. And I started doing, before I'm gonna speak on something, I'm gonna watch it from beginning to end, and you know what I'm saying, like really dissect it so I can have an educated opinion on it. And dude, bro,
okay.
Real talk, the dude wants black families to come together. I've seen him on shows where he's damn near in tears because a woman is damn near saying, ain't no black man out here good for her. And he like, you realize you shitting on 50% of the black men that's out here. And he pull out the statistics. The average black man earns about $40,000 nationwide. So you automatically ruling them out. You probably missed out on your Boaz because you shooting for the moon. You see what I'm saying? You want the top, 10% of the dudes. You see what I'm saying? And then when you get the dude, women file for divorce at an 80% rate. So if he breaks all this down, bro, it's not just about what you see is the stuff that go viral. But at the end of the day, bro,
no. I've watched a couple shows, but okay, here's what I mean when I say the lack of nuance. Statistics are statistics, right? Probability is probability, and statistics tell us what happened in the past. Probability tells us what could possibly happen in the future. Nothing wrong with that. But human beings, especially in human relationship, are very, very nuanced. In other words, you can bring me a 10. You could literally walk a 10 in off the street who got 3 degrees and make her own money and can cook like a champ. That don't mean we gonna like each other. And that don't mean she did nothing wrong. That don't mean I did nothing wrong. We just didn't vibe.
Right.
And none of I haven't heard, and I've watched a couple of these, I haven't heard this even be brought up as an option. Not even as an option. It's always either the man, and I ain't saying he ain't dragging men, because I heard him do that too, right? It's either you ain't doing enough, or you ain't doing enough, or you, and it's not, in actual human relationship, that's not how that works. In actual human relationship, there is a chemistry that has to be there, and that chemistry has to be there. And I think because we looking for high values or 8s or whatever, and not paying attention to how important the vibe is, man. The part that you can't really put on paper. Right? Because I could be the most high value nigga on the planet. I feel like I got some presence in my community. I think I do some things for my community. I feel like, what I'm saying, I make a decent amount of money, blah, 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 whatever. But that don't mean that I'm for you.
Facts.
Right.
And he said,
right. Or you for me. And you could be
yeah, he says that. I ain't gonna.
But see, again, I've never heard and I've watched more than one show. The majority of what I'm hearing from this, again, right, I'm not saying he never said that.
You know why? Because it's women that come in there. 90% of them say, "Oh, he ain't never talked to a strong black woman. Let me go show him." You see what I'm saying?
Have they ever seen the show? Have they ever seen it? Because
bro,
he gonna talk to some strong real black women.
It's like somebody coming to you with, with the ill intent already. You peep the energy, and you smart enough to know you know all about human psychology. You read people well. If somebody coming at you crazy, you ain't gonna do nothing but mirror them, in a way to get them up off you.
Now, see me, I'm the exact opposite. I'm more of a jiu-jitsu fighter. I'm gonna use your weight against you. I ain't gonna push back. I'm gonna use your weight against you.
Yeah, he do. He tell a little beast.
Yeah, well, no. I don't mean use the actual. I'm being funny. That ain't what I'm.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, I'm not a Kevin Samuels fan or loyalist, but at the end of the day, I know people that know him personally, and I know for a fact this dude is connected with a lot of high value people. He used to run a marketing company in New York. He was the only black dude. And when he got there, he turned that whole department black, and black dudes and women. And they was the #1 marketing arm of that company in the nation, bro. So, and then they came to him and they was like, "Why you only got black people?" He told them straight up, "Shit, the same reason why y'all ain't got number white people on your team. We get the job done, though."
I'm not saying, okay, wait. I'm not saying that he's not a successful person.
No, but what I'm saying is he is definitely about the black family, but his message gets inundated in the BS that goes viral. You see what I'm saying? Because he got a private group called The Mix, and there's
broke up right there, bro. I lost you.
Call me.
You broke up just a little bit. Say that one more time.
Yes, yeah. Can you hear me?
You said about he got a group called A Mix.
Yeah, he got a group called. Yeah, and bro, it's nothing but black connections in there. I'm gonna try to see if I can get you an invitation to it. And when you like, you only see the YouTube stuff, bro, but the back end stuff that happens, like, bro, really trying to make sure, like, he tells you, like, I'm all about trying to bring blackness together. He ain't gonna let no white person come in there and disrespect black people. He's not gonna let a dude come in and disrespect a woman, but that's the stuff that gets drowned out. Because of course some of the stuff.
Keep in mind it's private.
No, I'm talking about he said it publicly. This ain't your show. I'm not gonna let no white person come in here and disrespect black people, let alone a black woman. You see what I'm saying? He'll say stuff like that, but you ain't gonna see that on the media.
Well, how often does that happen?
Shit, pretty frequently.
White people call in to disrespect black women on the show?
Try to.
Okay.
Or even just give an opinion, and he'll be like, "Nah, this ain't for you, baby. Go somewhere else with that. You ain't gonna talk about."
Okay. All right. So a white woman to call in and you trying to talk, and he's like,
white, Indian, it don't matter. He gonna be like, "Nah, go kick rocks."
Okay. Oh well, but that has no bearing on what I'm getting at. Okay, so he's talking specifically to black people. That's fine. Fine. Again, I feel like what I'm missing here is the nuance of black people. That's the thing. That it's not that what, again, going back to what I said to my man Tyrell. I'm not saying that what he is saying is necessarily inherently objectively bad. I'm saying that it comes lacking nuance. For all that I've seen, it comes lacking nuance because it's big women married to great guys,
right?
And it was big when they got married.
And I get that, bro. Right. I know I'm one of my homegirls right now. She has everything that you could ask for in a marriage, like, and she's super big. But the difference is she ain't got no attitude problem. She respects her man. You see what I'm saying? They work together well, but the problem that you see is a lot of people come in there with this attitude, bro, and they're not going to settle. You see what I'm saying? And that's the problem. Right. You see what I'm saying? A lot of them come in there and saying that a regular dude that's making 40 and 50,000 ain't enough for them.
How much they make?
That's when he be like, "Oh, okay. Well, tell me what you gonna do to get this person that you want." You see what I'm saying? The first thing these are his clients. You see what I'm saying? He worked with them personally. He's their image consultant. So the first thing he says is, well, this is what they want. Are you willing to do what it takes to get to that level? And when he starts talking like that. I don't really
like that. Yeah, I don't like that.
But I mean, so here's the thing. So I'm going to give you an example, right?
Yeah.
So there are companies that do workforce development for banks and, different companies, right? They're specifically put in place because a bank or corporation can't legally tell you, get your shit together.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So he is that middleman for these men that these women say they want. He talks to them every day. He's their client. Bro, they pay him thousands of dollars to be their image consultant. So he knows what they're looking for. And when he starts laying it out, he tells you straight up, the first thing they look for is looks. Because if I want to take you to a gala or if I'm running for governor one day, you see what I'm saying? Like, how you look, that matters.
Yeah, but until you get to Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates, they women look like potatoes.
This is what they saying they want, and this is what they telling him that they want, and he's their voice because a lot of them want to be in the background. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they wives look like potatoes.
But you talking about white man, bro. You talking about Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos. That's a different breed. They geeks.
Right.
This is a whole different conversation.
Are we saying that black men are just superficial like this?
I'm saying looks matter if you're trying to get somewhere. That's what.
They matter. But I mean, you said the first thing. Like, so are we just
like you? I'm not. So I'm not necessarily saying you got to be a 10, but shit, at least try to keep yourself together. If we're gonna be traveling and we're gonna be in these circles, they're gonna judge us. And if I'm trying to make it high in corporate, the woman that's next to you matters.
Okay.
So these are the things that he says. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. I'm glad you're sharing this. Okay, all right. So, but that means I'm not necessarily picking a thing for love. I'm picking it to be subservient to my corporate need. right?
That's what they want, bro. It's not always about love with these dudes. And that's what he tries to tell. That's what he tries to tell.
Okay,
like,
here's where I think the disconnect comes from. I believe women are out here with, and maybe I might be wrong. Women, if you're out here and I'm wrong, just let me know. I feel like these women, women are out here looking for someone who loves them, who has some money.
Right. That's not always the case. If a dude is working 60 and 70 hours a week to try to make it somewhere, he ain't looking for love. He looking for somebody that can get on his program. You see what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of them fail to realize. And they damn sure ain't looking for somebody to come home to that's a headache.
Definitely don't want a headache. I give you that.
You see what I'm saying?
So
that's basically all he says, and they don't be wanting to hear that shit.
Well, I wouldn't want to hear that either, because I don't want nobody telling me that they just want me to come. Like I would want to be.
And a lot of them just want the money, right? So shit, if I gotta give you resources, if I gotta call for resources to get you, then damn it, it's gonna be on my terms.
Well, no, that's why I say I wanted somebody who loves you, who has some money.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like that. There's a difference.
It's a lot of blue collar dudes that will love the shit out of them with money, but they pass them up.
Okay, so people who are more white collar. Well, I say I don't wear collar to work, but
you see what I'm saying? But you see,
no collars.
That's the issue. You know, a lot of them are passing up the electrician, the plumbers. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I guess that's not a sign of wealth these days, but these are the men that he advocates for. These dudes, by the way, these are the men that built the country. Without them, the country doesn't run. But these women that call his show don't want them dudes.
Don't. So is again, ladies, catch me up on this.
And I can't see the comments. So,
well, okay, well, no, and they ain't really said much. Jessica just said this. Nobody wants that, right? Okay, but okay. We turn it down plumbers because they plumbers,
bro. Society. You know, and then hypergamy is real, bro. Women are getting educated faster than men. They making bread, so they don't want nothing under them. But they fail to realize that a lot of men don't judge them by their wallet or their degree.
I am lost here. I feel like I live in a vacuum world or something. Okay. Okay, let me try to walk through this. Okay, so a woman with a degree or a job. What is this? I don't know what's happening here. What is this?
Do you when you look for a woman, it's the first thing you ask is, she got to have a master's or she got to make X amount of dollars. Is that how you judge a woman?
No,
absolutely. Most men don't.
Oh, Nene said, we not turning down men we love that love us. That's what I was thinking. That's what
I don't know. I don't know, Nene.
She in jail right now, so she literally had to hit. She hit me from the burner phone in jail.
Yeah,
she in Facebook jail, hit me from the burner.
So you see how those comments trigger women? That conversation might not even be about her. It's specifically about the women that call his show that say, I want a high value man.
Right. But okay, let's say that's true. If we take that woman who called the show, who said that thing in that particular instance, right, and then take from that show, women, y'all need to da 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 da. And this is really just this one woman who said this one thing to this one man and this one, right. But if you take that out and then put it out there is blah blah blah, whether you can imagine anybody that disagrees with that would say, nah, bro, that ain't true. Right, like that would trigger me if a woman went into and watched some woman thing that said all men are superficial and all they ever want to do is fuck. They don't never really love you. They just want to buy pussy. And they came back and said, yeah, because men, I know that ain't me.
You know the difference between men and women. Me and you gonna be like, that's his opinion. That ain't me. Fuck it.
Right. But that's what she's saying. That ain't.
So this man was going in on men for years, bro. Like harder than the women. He tell them.
But that's because men be pussies about stuff like that. Men expect niggas to be
right,
mean to
but
them.
He didn't start going viral until women said, "Let me call his show." He didn't invite the women; they started coming to his platform.
Right. Well, yeah, which is crazy. That part I
see what I'm saying?
cannot for the life of me understand that.
I started doing my research on this dude. I'm telling you, he used to have a program called MIT, Men in Training. It was strictly for men. He was on YouTube. He was the fragrance dude, and he was the image and style dude for men. And then when he started, having his conversations publicly with men, women started calling in. And then he started seeing like, yo, hold on, you ain't gonna talk to me like that. Oh, where your manners at? You know what I mean? Like, hold on, this is my show. And when you start saying stuff like that, like, bro, we have that problem today.
What problem we got?
Just in general, like a lot of us don't know how to talk to each other and respect each other. We think about things from just the way we look at things.
Yeah.
We don't think about I'm in Cole's place and I got to follow Cole's rules. That ain't gonna make me a pussy. That's just respect as a man.
Fact. But when I say we're a pussy about that kind of stuff, what I meant by that is men are used to men putting men down. We're used to that. Like we do this shit to each other all the time. From the time you're a little kid, people just kind of punch on you, beat you up. You just kind of psychologically, it's almost if a man ain't tough with another man. So that I understand. But I'm saying, like, if we don't know how to talk to each other, right? Like if you say, well, we don't know how to talk to each other, wouldn't it be wiser to be the example of how you want to be talked to,
bro,
than to mirror?
Watch the show and watch how patient he is until 20 minutes into a conversation and he can't get a word in, and he like, all right, look, I'm trying to be patient with you, but you're gonna make me go there if you don't relax.
Right.
So it don't start out that way.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? I've literally.
Well, yeah. It don't start out that way. I mean, you got to hear what the person got to say first. That's for sure.
Right. And then when they triggered and they trying to overtalk you and they don't want to hear, first of all, they call you for advice, and it don't sound like they want advice. It just sounds like they want to talk.
I think that's true in most cases, though. I really feel like people just want to be heard. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's a part of the problem, though. Like, in the reality is that.
But here's the thing, though. He ain't a therapist. He ain't a fucking matchmaker.
He's an image consultant.
He's an image consultant, bro. So he's gonna judge you from an image consultant standpoint, and those weight standards are not bullshit, bro. I got my insurance license. Your uncle is my business partner. We have a sheet that we go by, and if you fit these standards, you get a steep ass discount for being as healthy as possible.
Absolutely.
That's not white people standards. That's overall standards.
I mean, it's made by white people, but okay.
But black people fall into that category too.
Yeah, they apply to everybody, but that's literally a white person standard. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, years back, if you look at the data, black women were historically smaller. Now, most of our people are overweight and obese.
As a nation, we are overweight.
Yeah. So
as a nation, we are.
That's overall, bro. We can't just fall into that white people shit all the time.
No. I was just saying, in the insurance world, that's definitely a white person standards.
Bro, there's a lot of black people that fall.
And we carry weight very differently.
We still could be healthy though. That's still
healthy. No, we're not talking about health right now. We talking about just weight, and weight and health are not always mutually exclusive. I can show you some very, very healthy skinny folk. I mean, some very, very unhealthy skinny folk, and some very, very healthy thick folk.
Right, but it's still at the end of the day, the chances of you being healthy at a smaller frame versus a bigger frame, they're larger when you got a bigger frame and you carrying more gut weight and shit like that.
Yeah, fair. Yeah. But this ain't really a question of health. This is literally a question of looks.
Right.
We were talking about insurance.
That plays your weight plays into your looks, bro.
No, but what am I saying? We're talking about looks, not health. So this is not a thing that we're talking about. Signing up for insurance. We talk about finding somebody that loves you.
I'm just using that as a standard. There's a height and weight standard that's universal. I just brought that up because I have.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Fair. Which I can respect that. But I'm saying if we're talking about, and again, this is not a fashion consultant, an image consultant.
Right. Me neither, bro. We just throw some shit on and keep it going. I don't give a damn about being the prettiest. So this ain't even our conversation, bro. But the fact that we having this motherfucker,
I think this is important. I think this is important because I feel like
he ain't even triggering these conversations. People are that don't even really understand what he's doing. And you don't hear him coming back and defending himself, do you?
Well, that particular post that what you call posted was him defending himself.
You talking about Umar?
The post that Tyrell posted was him coming back to defend himself.
Oh,
that's how me
online, bro. He got people on YouTube that say shit. Because of him, my marriage was saved. Because of him, I'm getting married. So there's outcomes coming out of that shit, bro.
No, true, true. I can't, and that's what I was trying to say to Tyrell is that you know a broke clock is right 2 times a day. You know what I'm saying? So no matter, that doesn't make you right or wrong. I'm saying that we're missing the nuance. I keep using that word. We're missing the nuance.
But let me give you another nuance that we're missing. There's a lot of men that feel like him that don't come out and say that shit. He's the first person that's literally as bold as a motherfucker and stand on that shit, and people ain't used to that no more. They want to grab.
You're not the first. It's a lot of niggas who will say this shit. There's a lot of them. They don't have that platform.
Right, but at the end of the day, not and even if you like some people, like for instance, me in the space that I'm in, if I was to come out with that shit, people would be trying to cancel me left and right, trying to stop my licenses and all that other shit. Absolutely. I'm not risking that,
and you shouldn't. Please don't.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
First of all, that's not my lane. I'm not in the relationship space. I want to help people increase their value in the marketplace, in business and financially. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And the fact that this shit's crazy, but at the end of the day, you know. When he pull out the facts, data, statistics from black demographics, that's what he go by. Statistics for black people made by black people.
Right. And I don't think you can get away again. Statistics to tell you what happened in the past, probability to tell you what happened in the future. But statistics and probability, what they do not account for, what they cannot account for, is the people. Right.
So but look, statistics can tell you a story though, because back in the day. Yeah, but hold on. Well, back in the day, when we ain't have shit and we was going through the struggle together and we was going through civil rights and all that, we was married at an 80% rate.
Absolutely. But now we got
hold on. But now, you know, because we share part in corporate America, you know, everybody wants, you know, they focus on them. So it's a lot harder.
The question is, are we better off now or were we better off then? That's my point. So yes, so the stats can tell us a story, but the story that it tells is up to the person telling it.
Right, but
the story that tells up to the person that's going to tell it.
But here's the thing: if you look at it on paper, we was married at an 80% rate back then, and now 1 in 4 black women will get married, and that
but we was broke and we couldn't read good.
And one of them 4, well, they're going to divorce their man at an 80% rate. So
yeah, but we was broke and we couldn't read good. We didn't have any money.
But we was happier, bro.
How do you know that? I don't know that to be true.
Listen, shit. Again, that's subjective.
You're going to have to show me. How do we know that? Because most of the folk I know that lived, like, I know some folk that, my great-grandma, for example, my great-grandma and great-granddaddy was married for 55 years before he passed, right? And at their 55th anniversary, my mama, I was standing right there by, my mama asked my great-grandma, how you stay married so long? And she said, baby, I stopped listening to him 40 years ago.
Hey, that was the shit.
Right. Now, while she was very married, but keep in mind, she had 11 children, a 3rd grade education, and no money.
Right. So is education a big deal?
Education is a huge deal.
How?
Because education is how we survive in the world. You literally educate people for a living. That's your job.
Right, because I saw a need. You see what I'm saying for that?
Education is a big deal.
And look, at the end of the day, when you got a woman that feels like she's competing with a man financially, she ain't gonna want nobody less than her. So hold on, and you got to keep in mind, women are matriculating at a higher rate than men, right? Right. Most men don't give a fuck about college. You know, so think about it like this. So and this is facts. Men start out slower than women, right? On average.
When you say start out slow, what you mean by that?
Financially, and they hit their peak a lot later.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Women be on that. Women think a lot faster. You know that shit.
Okay.
They want that shit right now, and I ain't gonna hold you. They gonna go get that shit quicker.
Okay.
Whereas we probably gonna fall on our face 100 times until that shit click.
Fair.
And that usually happens what 35, 40 to an average man.
Yeah, somewhere around.
Whereas a woman, she gonna get out, she gonna go to school. You know, she probably gonna graduate. If she go get her master's before 30, you know, by 30, you know, she out of school. Now she looking at, she got a corporate job. She probably making close to 6 figures. The average dude in her class ain't there yet.
Wasn't a lot of dudes in her class in the first place.
You see what I'm saying? So she ain't gonna want him.
Right.
So and this is the shit that he preaches. What you want usually comes from an older man. And these older men are superficial. You know what them old motherfuckers be wanting when they get to a certain age, they want somebody for their looks. It's a dude in Birmingham right now that's 60, that's married to a 35-year-old. And he know it's just because his bread.
God bless him.
Me and you both know that dude.
God bless him.
You see what I'm saying?
God bless him. Yeah. So you're saying what's superficial is what you're saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's it.
It starts out with the looks, right? Now that's what gets you the attraction, but how you work together is what gets you the retention.
Okay.
And he's been proving consistently that the women, again, this is the women that call his show. They don't know how to work with a man, bro. Let alone how to fucking talk to you.
Okay.
It's not just about the looks, but the attitude is even worse than that shit. And that's why, you know how you talk about going to therapy and shit like that?
Yeah.
He advocate for that.
Nah, I'm definitely with you on getting some therapy. Folk need therapy.
I had to go through it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Some therapy, man.
Everybody should.
Yeah. Jessica says, and I want to make sure I'm giving the. She said, education gives you options. Now we don't have to put up with the bullshit.
Right, but at the end of the day, so whoever said that, I will ask them, how old are they and what are they looking for? Have they gotten it yet? So you sacrifice putting up with the bullshit, but are you getting the outcome that you want in a relationship?
But if it's bullshit in a relationship and I don't want that outcome.
Right, but right. I'll be willing to bet she either late 30s or pushing 40.
Okay.
I don't see the comments.
Oh no, she had. I didn't. She didn't put an age up there, so I'm waiting like you.
No, I don't care about her. I said I'd be willing to bet she's around the age group.
Okay. And what does that mean?
I will ask this: Has she ever worked with a man where they worked well together? When was the last relationship she had with a man? You see what I'm saying?
All right. Let's see. Well, she's 35, and yes, I have what you would consider to be a high value man.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, good for her. This ain't her. So that's another thing. If you got a high value man, why are you in here with me?
Well, she's here with me. Wait. We was already talking earlier, so she came in and was talking to me.
Either way, if she got that shit, she need to be teaching women how to get that shit because they all want it.
But I don't know if she could. Like, that's how she got that one fella.
Right.
Right. And that's just that one fella.
More power to her. But at the end of the day, she one of a few. Because 10% of all men in the world, 20% or better, I think, make 6 figures. That's nationwide.
Right. And it's way less than that for black folk.
Exactly. So she one of a few. If she black, she win.
Well, maybe just because he got some money, that don't mean she winning.
Well, no. So if she say what I call a high value man, it's not just about the bread.
Okay. I'm just saying because we were just linking that. It seemed like we was coming right after the amount of money that somebody made, right? And I don't know if
that's a part of it.
Okay. How much does that count? Like maybe I'm not like how much is it? How much does the income count in this?
I mean, shit. Income provides resources, and income provides freedom.
Right, but I'm saying how much did that account in a winning category? Like how you get what I'm saying? Like
men get measured by bread, bro. So I would believe it matters a lot. You
think you get judged by the money you make?
We all do. Somehow, some way. Especially when it comes to a relationship, no woman don't want a man that can't provide.
Have you ever been broke?
Hell yeah.
Did you have a girl at the time?
I mean, not seriously.
Okay. Were you not serious about her, or was she not serious about you?
Nah, I definitely wasn't serious.
Okay, but she's serious about you though.
Nah. Because here's the thing: I know my mission, and I know even when I was broke, I know I had to put the work in, so I couldn't focus on a relationship.
I mean, I've been broke in my life, like very, very broke in my life, and been in very serious relationships. So maybe that's why I'm bugging at the idea.
But it's supposed to be that way, though, bro. We supposed to start out in the trenches,
right? But if you saying that women don't want a man that's in the trench,
that's not how it is these days. They want you already ready made. Most of them that want this high value shit.
That's so weird. Okay, again, maybe I just live in another world because most of the women that I know, while they don't want you to be poor, they're not really
start digging deeper, bro. You see what I'm saying? Because I talk to dudes every single day that they going through the trenches right now that I mentor, and shit, the women they with, it's like, oh, you got to do more. You know, they don't see the big picture. You know, they would rather them go get a job right now and tie their time up, you know, instead of working a regular job and build some shit on it, you know, that can leave them
like a business, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. But is that the difference between saying no? Okay, I want to make sure I get this. You saying that women are looking at these guys who don't have a regular job at all, and they try to start a business, and they saying, okay, you having to spend 50-60 hours a week on your business. You ain't really got no time. Okay, explain it to me.
They say, you know, so, and I sit down with families all the time. So if a woman, and I'm not speaking about every woman, and I'm speaking from experience. If a woman, let's say she's an educated sister that has a corporate job making 6 figures,
mm-hmm.
and she, you know, she started out young with her dude, right?
Okay.
And he probably working at, I don't know, a plant somewhere. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
And she starts getting exposed to Mr. CEO at Alabama Power, and she see the lifestyle that he lived.
Okay.
And she gets used to seeing that shit. She gonna start trying to push that on her man.
Okay.
And I've seen this a lot. And what happens is, dude don't even know shit about that. He go to work, he come home, he plays PlayStation. You know, he's still young. He in his early 20s. You know, when we, regardless of what you say, we don't really start maturing to late 20s, early 30s.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
But because she exposed to, you know, how these other dudes is living, she want to taste of that lifestyle, and she gonna start trying to push her man. Because you know, one thing that we all want is change, right? But the hardest thing to do is to change someone.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? So, and I talk to these young dudes all the time. You know, like, damn, she started working this job. Now she want me to do this shit. That ain't who I am. You know, I'm trying to get this lawn care service off the ground. You know, that shit take a little time. You
right.
know,
but she got a job now where she making.
Yeah, she out earning his ass, and she feel like he ain't doing enough.
Okay.
Hypergamy, bro.
Now, I know so many women who tell me this story the other way around. Like,
but
where
see, you gotta
am I living? Where do I live?
Story, bro. And again, I sit down with families all the time. You know, I'm all about empowering the family. You know, when people come to me, the first thing I tell them is, I'm gonna show you how to increase your prices. You can do that? Yes, we can. And I'm gonna show you how today.
Okay.
And what I'm really doing is I'm pushing them out to build their confidence level up a little higher.
Okay. So to the women that took care of broke niggas, what about them?
Oh, first of all, I would say to you, if you're taking care of a broke dude and he's trying to stay broke, you need to leave him. It's a difference between it's a difference between taking care of a baby than dealing with a man who trying to do some shit that got the pressure of the world on his shoulders, and he got the pressure of you on his shoulders too. You know, and I'm pretty sure like we got smart people in the room. They know when they being used.
Okay. So you okay?
Yeah, we ain't talking to the women that let Ray flip their income tax.
I mean, did he give it back? Is all I'm asking. As long as he gave it back, it's all good. Sometimes you need to flip a check, man. You on your ass, man. You on your ass. You got to flip a check. Okay, so, and I'm almost done with this. I appreciate you for your time. Thank you for having this discussion with me. Okay, so I'm looking at one reality that says women don't want to fuck with you when you broke. I'm looking at another reality that says women fucking with broke niggas. Help me put this together. Because in my inbox right now, there's somebody telling me she literally just can't be on the live because I don't know how she's watching this because she can't comment on the live. She's saying, man, that's not my reality. I've literally I'm just dealing with the fact that I've put so much into niggas who did not have it. They just weren't serious about me. And she's not an ugly girl, by the way. She got
to increase her standards. That's all I would tell her. I don't know.
Okay, so you say, but then if you say increase your standards,
but that's a whole different story. We talking about women that want high value dudes versus a woman that's taking care of a broke dude. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, so we're not saying that women don't take. We're not saying that women don't fuck with broke dudes because they do.
Some women that hold it down, and if he was smart and she was holding it down, he'll keep her.
Okay, all right.
If she going through the trenches with you while you figuring that shit out, you give her the world when you make it.
What if she not? But what if she a 5?
Bro, you can get over a 5 if she cooperate with you.
Yeah, but the thing about the arm cater that you said earlier was when I walk into corporate, I need to have yacht, and I mean, right,
but if she a 5 and she take care of herself. She fit and she fucking motivate this dude, he will overlook the fact that she ain't Beyonce quality.
Let's just say she not fit, but she held you down. She held you down. She been on your side. She rocking with you.
Put it like this: if you work years to get to the mountaintop, right?
Yeah.
When you climb the mountaintop and you fucking King Kong and shit, you got options.
Yeah.
Why would you pick the worst ones?
Because how is that the worst one? She held you down the whole time.
So if you made it, I put it like this: if you got bread to buy a Rolls Royce, custom built off the fucking lot, why the fuck you gonna go to a used car lot?
Well, human beings aren't cars.
I'm just using analogies to show you, like, you got options to go get top tier.
Yeah, but none of the other stuff that you naming has feelings, right? So
see, here's the thing: we want to talk about feelings, but at the same time, when they come and they say, "I deserve a high value man that makes 6 figures, and I ain't got to do shit," are they considering what? I
think this is why I keep talking about nuance, right? Like,
right.
I think this needs to be a much more nuanced conversation.
Yeah, it's 2 sides to that coin. So
yeah,
if you want my bread, I'm gonna be superficial. That's how they look at it.
Right. And should we keep propagating that, or should we work to fix that? Because that seems problematic as well.
I think it needs to be work to fix, but how do we fix it?
I think we work to fix it by saying that as an idea is horrible. That's what I'm saying. Like, this as an idea is toxic. Building family is more than just about building wealth. Wealth is important, right?
And while you're talking about family, let's go back to those callers, right?
Okay.
You know how many kids you want, if at all. Might be 1. What if he ain't got no kids and he want 3 kids? Then I ain't willing to give that up. You see what I'm saying? So there's no compromising nowhere.
Right. Right. Well, so, I mean, yeah. If you don't want kids and you with somebody that want kids, you probably barking up the wrong tree there. Right.
But, and if you a dude that has made it to the point where you can sustain a family dolly, and you meet a woman that probably got 2 or 3 kids. You know, I'm just throwing numbers, you know, examples out there. I'm not trying to talk about it.
No.
You see what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
Yeah. He's looking at all that. Men are cost benefit calculators, bro. You know, not just financially, but at the end of the day, if I'm taking care of you and your children, can I discipline them? How is your relationship with the other dude? Is he gonna be a liability to us?
Right. But I'm saying, okay, before we get down to that point, I kind of want to go back to the climbing up from the trenches, getting to a place of having options. Okay. Because what we were saying about the women was, you know, okay, now they not married. They looking around, they don't see any good options because they making their own money and they're educated. So they want options.
Right. But I mean, there's plenty of options. But at the end of the day, they want what they want, right?
Right. And you saying that they should get with the options that's available.
I'm just saying what we talking about is only about 10% of the men.
Right.
They rare.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So
you saying beauty isn't rare. Right? Beauty isn't rare.
No, absolutely not.
Okay. And so because the beauty isn't rare, when a man climbs the top of the hill and get his money right, then because beauty is so plentiful, then fuck the 5 that got me up the hill. Because that just seemed cold, Gilbert. Like that.
I ain't talking about the 5 that got you up the hill. I'm talking about if you did it on your own.
That's why I was going back. Remember we was talking about the girl who held you down, blah blah.
Oh yeah. Now if you got the 5 that got you up the hill, you keep her.
Even if this ain't what look good at corporate.
No, because at the end of the day, you can make her look good when she throw on something, and you know what I'm saying. So it's not just about the facial, and you see what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah. So as a matter of fact, I done seen dudes pass up corporate women that make 6 figures for a girl that's not doing nothing just because she support this dude. Why you think a lot of these dudes cheat with their assistants and the nanny and the fucking laundry lady?
Because they're horny.
They horny, but they get on their program.
So it's not just because they horny. It's because they horny and the other girl will let them fuck.
And they let him fuck, and guess what? That assistant gonna do exactly what he wants. She got to know him. She knows exactly what make him tick. And you got somebody else at the crib that ain't doing shit because they got the title and they got the resources, and they feel like they had to stop working to keep it going. So I mean, there's a lot of this is super deep, bro. Too deep for me. You know, I had this conversation with you because you're my dog, but this
That's why I'm glad we have it. I'm just chatting it up. You know, a lot of people don't even want to have this conversation with me, but because like for example, I grew up. My mama was one of those educated women. Right?
Yeah, your mom's. You know, we love. You know, we love.
She was married to my dad. Right. They was married for 17 years. Right. They ended up getting a divorce, but not because of money. My mama did make more money than my dad. My mom's, very educated. 3 degrees now. And then they got divorced after 17 years. But it wasn't because of money. It wasn't because my mama was looking for some high valued man. As matter of fact, my mama really dates some of the brokest people.
Right.
I won't even let her date no more. I told my mama she couldn't do no more of that.
But your mom comes from a different era. Your mom comes from a different era, bro. She was raised different. She was raised, they saw different shit. We don't see the shit they saw. We don't see the family structure. We don't see women going from their daddy house to their husband house no more. They go from home to college.
Right. And that's a good thing, right?
I mean, it depends. It depends on how they look at it. That's up to the beholder.
Okay.
But I'm just saying,
how do you look at it? And no right or wrong. I'm just asking, how do you see it?
I mean, all that's cool, but I just say this: if you want an outcome with anyone, you need to learn how to work with that person. You know, when you coming in and you just make demands and you're not willing to, give up anything, that's a recipe for disaster. Because at the end of the day, a lot of these dudes that I see pandering and simping, first and foremost, the women they be defending will chew them up and spit them out because they won't respect their ass.
Oh shit, my bad. I hit it
wrong,
bro. Not literally hit the wrong, but I was trying to change something. Okay. Well, I'm doing this. I'm doing this just for Tyrell. My bad. Give me just 1 second. Change this on.
Yeah. And I'm on like 3%, my G.
Okay. No. As a matter of fact, I appreciate you, bro. Get yourself some rest. Thank you for coming to chat with me, man. We'll catch up another time, bro.
All right, my boy. Good looking.
My nigga Bees. Word. So, yeah, that was okay. I really appreciate. No, Marcus, she can't date no more. I literally, Mom, don't you bring now another nigga around here? Like, come on, man, you trash. My bad, Tyrell. I you know what I'm saying, Panda Bear in the building. You know what I'm saying, Panda Bear is here. I'm right here in the flesh. You know what I'm saying? Really trying to get an understanding, man. This is like what I just heard. It was pieces I could see, and then it was like, wait, I can't put this back with that though. Like, and not that he was wrong. It's just like, okay, I'm trying to follow the whole thing through, and because if it is, I know too many broke niggas getting pussy. I know too many of them. I know too many ugly women with children. I seen they broke ugly ass babies. I seen them. Like, y'all ain't never seen broke ugly babies. Children be broke as hell. And they don't be that cute. Y'all ain't never seen these broke ass ugly ass kids. Is this just me? Am I the only person that's seen these broke ass ugly ass kids? Again, I think I live in a different world. Like, the world I live in just don't work like this. Broke ass, ugly ass folk be together all the time. Where y'all from? Where Birmingham y'all live in? Because the Birmingham I live in is full of broke, ugly folk. They kids be broken ugly. They be broken ugly. They go to broke, ugly churches. They be broken ugly. I be seeing them. They be at the store broken ugly. They be getting 2 on pump 6. Let me get shit, man. Let me put 2 on pump 6 right quick. That's what I be saying. I live in California. It's a bunch of broke, ugly folk. I live in LA. There's a bunch of broke, ugly folk that live here. I seen they broke ass, ugly ass kids. They be and gas is even more expensive out here. Let me get hey homie, let me get 2 on pump 6, homie. Yeah, KJ, you are wealthy in the spirit, in Christ. but what I've seen these, so I'm tripping as all these broke ass, ugly ass folk be together and they be happy, but then people be telling me that it don't work, and I'm like, what? This is what I see, and maybe I'm not seeing it the right way. This is why I get on here and ask these questions, and I know y'all probably think I'll be on here bullshit, but I'm not. I be really wanting to know, because it's some broke ass, ugly ass folk out here being wild successful in their relationships. If you don't believe me, that there's some broke ass, ugly ass folk that's successful in their relationships, next Valentine's Day, y'all keep this in mind. Remember, I said this today. Next Valentine's Day, we just gonna go look through some pictures together. You're gonna see some broke ass, ugly ass couples. Next Christmas, it's gonna be a bunch of matching broke ass, ugly ass couples sitting on the couch with their broke ass, ugly ass kids in pictures. Yeah. And they're gonna be happy as hell. Right? So like, I'm bugging because y'all saying that this don't exist. Hey, I've been struggling. I've been screaming. Hey, glory. But I'm on my way home. Hold on. Yeah. So I'm like, don't get me in no trouble. Then you try to. I was trying to get y'all to forget about it, so I would have to do it, and then people be like, "Oh, you think I'm ugly? oh, I got your broke bitch." I already know, so I ain't really want. It was a joke. I ain't really want to have to actually do that shit. I ain't want to start that fight. But you get the point, right? You get the point. So I'm saying, maybe this is why I'm missing out on this narrative. I'm missing this narrative. I'm missing this narrative. And when I put the statistics together, when I put the facts down on paper, that ain't what I see. Right. Again, I do see that we used to be married at a higher clip, fair enough. But at that point when we were married at a higher clip, we also had less education. We weren't living as long, we weren't living as healthy. We didn't have as much money, we didn't have as much options, we didn't travel as much. We weren't experiencing the world as much. Right. The world was very small. Marriage was the ultimate goal at that point. There wasn't really nothing else to do but get married and die. Now we got more options, you know what I'm saying? And exploring those options, trying to figure out what does the new Black relationship look like instead of trying to put us back into the old Black relationship? What does it look like now? Right. Well, what does that Black success look like right now? And I believe that Black success looks like, keep in mind, but like my man Gilberto said, man, women are matriculating faster than men. Black women are getting education faster than men. So they getting up there and they recognize, okay, I'm making more money than the guys I used to talk to, but I would like to be around, men with the same education level. Skip the money. I think it's actually more important to be around somebody that's educated than you or as educated as you than it is to be around somebody that makes as much money as you. And when I say education, I don't necessarily mean book sense either. I mean, just able to hold a conversation, right? Because, you know what I'm saying, you get with somebody and they can't hold a conversation, you just like, oh, nah, baby, this ain't good. I don't care how much money you got. Shit, you're not that bright, right? So, I think we're coming into a different place that's quite different for our culture historically. And I think it's just going to require some it's going to require more nuance than we're willing to give it. That's all I'm saying. Right? Like, it's going to require more nuance than I think we've been willing to give it. It's not as simple as you want my money, I want your looks. I don't think it's that simple, because basically what we're doing at this point is we're taking something as complex and layered as loving family relations and breaking it down to like consistent prostitution. And I don't know if that's the wave. I don't know if that's going to work. Let me say it that way. For somebody, that really might be the wave. It's somebody out there right now that's thinking, man, I do that. Just let him give me the money. I go be fine and fuck and whatever. I'll be a sex slave. It's somebody out there that's willing to do that. But I don't think that the majority of the people, you know what I'm saying? Like women out here trying to learn things. They're trying to be. And the same thing for men, man. Men out here trying to learn things. That whole culture is switching up. More educated men, they tend to try to mix with their equals. Excuse me. They tend to mix with their equals. Now, if you made your money in the trap, if you made your money even as an athlete or something like that, in entertainment, sometimes they could be a little different, because your exposure is different. Right. But those who've been exposed to some things tend to be, they look for something different for the most. That's how I see it. Now, if you ain't never really been nowhere, again, that could be a little different, but nonetheless, I just think we just need more nuance in that conversation. That's all. I'm sleepy, man. I'm sleeping. That's why I'm gonna get off this. But I just think we need more nuance in this conversation. We got to just find a better way of communicating with each other. And it's not as entertaining, I guess, but I think we just need to find a better way of communicating with each other, so that we can really get to the crux of what's going on. But if it's true, if what he's saying is true, and men really are just this superficial creature, then I think we finna be in for a world of hurt for the next little amount of time. Like, yeah, if it's really that, right? If we saying, man, look, man, I'm just looking for something superficial right now, and that's just how it's gonna be. Well, shit. Then that's just how it's gonna be. But I don't know. I'm gonna let that go, man. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me for this long. This almost 2 hours, man. I'm gonna go get some rest, my damn self. Y'all be easy, and I love y'all.